name is Emily Romero. I am a senior, double majoring in Spanish and psychology. I do see a few. There's a tendency for the shrubbery on campus to hang way past the point where it should be, and I can very easily visualize, not even just with blindness, I can very easily visualize a part of a wheelchair getting caught up in that, or just the sidewalk, the available walking space being too narrow to accommodate a wheelchair or other adaptive equipment that a person might be carrying because that shrubbery is just hanging too far. Another one that I heard through the grapevine, folks find it inconvenient to get into the library, which I can totally understand because it's you know, the steps aren't very steep, but they wrap around and they're still much too steep for someone to go up in a wheelchair or probably safely using crutches. And I've heard it, but not actually seen any incidents where a person was struggling, although I know they do occur.
My name is Maria Carew Chamberlain. I am a senior undergrad studying history, mainly seen it pertaining to buildings, and in particular one is the inaccessibility of the library, because some may say that it is ADA compliant, but in actuality it really isn't, because you know anything about it, and I've used that door a couple of times because I have cerebral palsy, and you have to lift up a phone to get into that library, and it's very inaccessible. I made a club this year, Disability Awareness Alliance, and some of my friends in that club have spoke to me about issues around campus. The library is a big issue, and also the dorms can be also very inaccessible, because if you know anything about our dorms, they're like 50, 60 years old, and they don't have elevators, and so it causes an issue. Work to address them and leave in appropriate manner. It's a struggle, but it's definitely something that is being improved at Regis slowly. I have talked about changing those, and it's something that Regis is improving on, and I think they will get there. It's just sometimes people can be impatient and they like instant gratification, but as long as we work with Regis as a community and support them in what they're doing and tell them about things like technology and industrial and structural maintenance that will be coming up soon with the recent plans that have been floating around Regis, that they will be ADA compliant and serve the Regis community now and for the rest of eternity, essentially.
Ethan Burton, I'm a junior at Regis University studying communication. I'm a disabled student. So while Regis is a Jesuit institution that prides itself on social justice, there are some buildings that are not fully accessible, such as the field house, as there's not an elevator to go up to administration offices, and given that communication major with the goal of working in sports, it can be challenging meeting up with administration to work on stuff. Also, with regards to the elevator in Carroll Hall, since I'm a communication major, all my professors' offices are in that building, and the elevator is too small for me to get up, so it's not possible for me to go up to the offices, and therefore I have to plan for backup. Finally, there's an entrance way from the top of Claver Hall 4-3 to the bottom of that parking lot by the grill. There's no safe way for me or others that are disabled to safely go from the top to the bottom, as you have to use the roadway to get from the top to the bottom. So they need to figure out a way to make it more accessible and safe. With everything, it's money. Money needs money source. The center is because you need money different projects. While elevators would be the ideal solution for Regis, and elevators cost a lot of money individually, so I think maybe figuring out ways to create ramps that gradually go upwards could be a good solution. Something that I see not so much disabled, but people who become injured, say from accidents or sporting events. So seeing people climb the stairs in the dorms is always a haphazard view, and it worries me sometimes. Rather than not, students who are disabled on campus have kind of found ways to get around these issues. So I haven't seen so much direct issues with people who are disabled, more so just nonchalant chatters about issues.
It is important to promote awareness of the need for access for all persons who come onto campus, particularly those with disabilities, because we are in a very, very intense time of innovation in human history. And we are now getting into our new 10-year plan on campus to sort of grow the university, and it's really important to be aware of access needs now, because the design of buildings and the other physical changes that are implemented on campus are going to have effects on every single student who comes into this school for the next 10 years and very, very likely beyond. So we need to make sure that, because we're committing to a lot of physical changes on campus, that those changes, which are going to affect everyone for a long time to come, are changes which allow this to be a physically inclusive environment. We're not really going to have so many opportunities to do renovation maybe in 10 or 15 years because we'll have just completed this one. We need to make sure we're making accessible renovations now to make sure that everyone who comes in the next 10, 20 years has access. It's just such a far-reaching impact across time that these are going to have.
I would say the reason why it's something that needs to be voiced and needs to be advocated for, even if you aren't disabled, it's because you never know when you will be moved or affected by someone who is disabled, or at some point in your life you might become disabled. So by being able to help with advocacy groups like ADAPT or ally with the Students Disability Awareness Alliance at Regis, it will inform people about the issues that go on within the disability community, and the continuation of having allies allows this to be heard and to get things to change. Without that, things will never change in society, because you need allies in order to make a big impact.
I'm disabled, so that makes the one reason to be involved. But also, I think this whole process is something much bigger than just myself. We're an institution that prides herself on social justice and having equal access for all. And so I think it's not just me, but I'm trying to help raise awareness for others who are too afraid or too shy to speak up for actions. Also, these ideas could help pave the way in the future, because if people know that Regis is a social justice school, better actively try to pursue justice for all people, they not only what is good for them, but also gives you a sense of pride. Born journalists understand the limitations and planning that it takes for someone who's disabled. Somebody, I think, for instance, going to the library who's not disabled by it, they can just walk up the stairs and everything is cool. Whereas someone like me has to ask people for help, then go through the back doors, open the door, pick up the phone, and call people to open the door. So I think it's also an integrity factor, because if people are more shy or not so comfortable asking for this help, it can diminish their integrity and confidence. I want to tell everyone that this shouldn't be a two-way fight. This issue has been ongoing, and it may take years for Regis to become fully accessible. But I think if we start talking about it now and working together on projects of this nature to help solve this issue, we'll be better in the long run. My name is